Happy Thursday. This is probably one of my favorite topics this week, is where we talk about books, which I'm a psycho. And I finally decided my major for college is a lit major, which is basically just reading all the time. So this is obviously my favorite thing to do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. My favorite book, I've been going back and forth on this. Because I'm kind of like whatever the most recent book I've read is usually ends up being my current favorite. So it was hard for me to just pick like an all-time favorite, but I'm going to be, the stereotypical person and have the most basic favorite that like any romantic person who loves their books. So, Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen, my pretty Borders edition before they closed. But, yeah, I probably read this book the most times. I've always loved it. I love the movie, the one with Keira Knightley and stuff so much, and I just love it, even though now it's getting kind of boring because I've read it so many times, but it's really good. My favorite author, I wish I could say Jane Austen, but she's not my favorite author because I haven't read all of her books, so I can't really make a decision on that. I've only really read Pride and Prejudice, and I have Emma, but I haven't gotten around to reading it yet. But my favorite author is probably, Daniel Handler. He is my favorite. He's also goes by his pen name, Lemony Snicket, the author of a series of unfortunate events. I've read that series, 3 times, and it's 13 books each time, so it takes a while, but I just love his, writing style, because he doesn't just tell a story, it's just the way he uses words, and he's really funny, but, in a non-serious kind of way. I don't know how to explain it, but I just pretty much love everything he writes, and he just makes me laugh, in a good, not incredibly stupid, someone tripping kind of way, so I love him. So anything by him, his most recent book right now, Why We Broke Up, is, amazing, and it's a great book. It came out in, January or something, so it's really good. Let's see, my favorite genre. Let's see, I like to say I'll read anything, but that's not a complete truth. I'll read, the only fantasy I've ever really read was, Harry Potter, and, I'll take that for wizards and stuff, but I can't, just flat out read about dragons and stuff, unless, like I said, Harry Potter. I think I probably just like fiction in general. I love classics, even though Sam said earlier this week that she hates classics. I understand, not all of them are golden gems of awesome, but some of them are really good too. If you read what they consider classics from the 1950s and stuff, those are really good. Or just the 1900s is probably my favorite classic period. Let's see. I haven't gotten into too much sci-fi yet. Basic sci-fi, dystopian societies and stuff, those are cool. Not so much aliens and stuff, so I don't know. If there's a difference, someone tell me. Am I an avid reader? I used to read books more before fan fiction came along. Yeah. Fan fiction has ruined my reading of books. I do not read as many books anymore. I'm trying to wean off of it, fan fiction, but it's still hard. I still read it every day. Thanks a lot. So, but yeah, I'm still reading books. So I read every day. So it's awesome. What do I like or not like about reading? I love it because it's not like a movie where it's so cool visually and everything. I mean, I love movies, don't get me wrong, but something about reading a book is like being in the book, and you're more senses are being used, and you're more thoughtful when you read things versus when you watch a movie. I mean, I love both movies and reading almost equally, but reading is number one for me because it's just more everything and more real to me. Let's see, worst book I ever read. It took me a second to figure this one out, but it was American Psycho, by Bret Easton Ellis, because my mom wouldn't let me see the movie because I had an obsession with Christian Bale back in 2007. So I thought, well, I'll beat the system. I'll read the book. And that was the worst decision I ever made. It was probably the grossest, graphic book I've ever read. Not it was just disturbing, but I felt like I had to read it because I was being sneaky. That was a bad idea. So I still have it, but I'm like ashamed that I have it, but I don't know what to do with it. So, so gross. Let's see, if I could have any book made into a movie that hasn't been already. I decided that I think A Million Little Pieces by James Frey, even though Oprah like hated him because he lied, that was a completely true story, but it was a memoir, people, not a true autobiography, so it can be embellished a little bit. Anyway, it's like the grown-up version of It's a Kind of a Funny Story, so if you like that book, which I have that too, which was a good movie, yeah, like I said, it's like the grown-up version of that, and it's really amazing. Like, I didn't read it as a real story like everyone else supposedly did, I just read it as like a piece of fiction, so I kind of forgot that it was supposedly real. So that would be an awesome movie, I think. Let's see. I already mentioned my favorite movie adaptation is Pride and Prejudice, of course. And I really liked the Hunger Games ones covers. Like, I thought they did a really good job. Yes, if you read the book right before the movie, you'll be able to pinpoint everything that they missed, but if it's been a while, it was really good. And even though Josh doesn't agree that the Harry Potter movies were well adapted, I like the Harry Potter movies. You know, I thought they were really good. I don't have any other thoughts on books or reading except for reading is good. People should read, and it's healthy. I don't know, but yeah, I love books. If I could hug them, I would. Oh, I mean, I guess I can hug them, you know, meh. So, but yeah, I love collecting them just as much as reading them. That's about it. So that's my way too long video, and thank you guys for watching, and watch William tomorrow, who hates reading, so this will be funny.